one thing, well, I got part of my commonality with you just from being with you and coaching for you. But I just feel like what I see in my clients when they do, my strength conditioning is Eva T strength and conditioning. So I have them, the first thing they do when they come to the gym, they do, a back squat or deadlift and a press. We leak in some stuff, but then we do some conditioning. And I'm not doing, high intensity workouts. We're just doing some push-ups, some pull-ups, not much, 10 minutes maybe, not in a rush, just try to get the movement done. And what I see my clients, the change in their attitude, in the way they move, in the way they communicate with you, when they do movement, it makes them more get alongable. They just get along, and they're just better, not just physically, but they're socially different people too.
Mm-hmm. Well, we are physical creatures. We're not giant globes of mind energy like on Star Trek. We are tied to this body, and we live through this body, and the body is what we live in, and it's how we live. It's what we live through, and strength is the way we interact with the things that our body interacts with during the course of our lives. And we're not trying to make everybody into a power lifter, and anybody that says we are has got a competing system they're trying to sell. But the doing things that you don't know you can do physically is an important aspect of your existence that is so often neglected. And you have to be willing to be uncomfortable for a while in order to get better at the thing that made you uncomfortable. Which,
That's what one, and I don't want to advertise for someone else, and I don't even pay this guy any money, but he's from Stanford. His name is Andrew Huberman. And one of the things he said for people to improve their thought, and if you've had a brain injury, he said, for you, if you're kind of scared about doing something, in a safe way, do it.
Do it.
Because that rebuilds your frontal cortex. It will rebuild your brain.
That's good advice anyway, isn't it? If there's something you're afraid of doing, you're going to be afraid of it until you do it and see that, I can do this.
And you may be afraid, when I put a lot of weight on the bar and I go to unrack the bar from the racks, I'm a little like, okay, I hope I don't crash because this is a lot of weight and I hope I can do it. And that's the one thing I also want to tell the people listening is after my plane crash, I started doing my starting strength because I knew if I wanted to improve, and I don't ever say I want to be who I was. I want to be the way I steer myself. And I had, I was a national masters champion in Olympic weightlifting. I clean and jerked 174 and I snatched like 146. And at that time I back squatted, my max back squat was 280. So when I was in the gym a lot, because COVID was going on, so I was in my own gym, I just squatted and deadlifted and pressed. And one day I said, Mitch, I want to go do a max squat. He goes, how much? And I said, at least 300. And we ended up putting 305 on the bar, and I did it. The first time he said what you say a lot, you weren't deep enough. So I said, okay, I'll do it again. And I was afraid. That was
Join us next time on Starting Strength Radio. We have a conversation with our old friend from CrossFit, Eva Twardoukins. And we're going to talk about Eva's recent history and some obstacles that she's had to overcome. And she's got some interesting insights, and I think you'll enjoy listening to us talk about this on the next Starting Strength Radio. See you then.